Hey everyone, what's up? You have reached the YouTube page of Christopher Loki Collins again, and I was gonna go to bed, but I had some friends over earlier today and this evening, and one of them actually asked me a couple really, or actually just a really good question in general. And when she first asked, I don't think I really completely understood the question, and so the answer I gave was a little vague, I guess you could say. But one of the things she was asking, or the thing that she was asking about, was what I'd say the pros and cons were about being on testosterone, and what other views I had as far as my transition goes. And so thanks to Ceanna, who clarified what she more than likely meant by that question, I was able to sit down and write a list for you guys, and figured while I was thinking about it, I might as well take care of it. So that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, I just got done writing down the list. And so why don't I start with the pros of being on T? One of the pros of being on T has definitely been the deepening of my voice. Passing has been pretty good for me. Even earlier on in my transition, it was pretty good for me, so it's been nice. I do feel a lot more comfortable in my own skin, which after 30 years of not being comfortable in my own skin, it's kind of nice to start feeling that way slowly but surely. Definitely have noticed I feel more whole as a person as well, and that is definitely nice. I still have a lot of things that I need to work on personally that will help me feel even more whole about myself, but I'm a work in progress. What can I say? Another thing that I've noticed is I do have a better understanding of biological males now and how they think. Because before my transition, I used to hang out with I hang out with my friend Cody Jackson, but before my transition, sometimes the way he thought about things and some of the things he talked about the most, I didn't understand after a while. It just felt kind of annoying, I guess. And it wasn't until I started testosterone that I started having a better understanding about why, his mind was always on sex, or his mind was always on, oh, look at me, I'm so sexy, and stuff like that. And, yeah, it's been interesting because I'm actually going through that now, so I kind of have a little bit of a better understanding on that level. So I kind of don't question biological males anymore and the way that they think or the way they process things, because I'm also noticing that every biological male is different on how they handle things and how they process things and their personality and everything in general. So it's really kind of hard to really just tap into one biological male and be oh, they're all like that, because everyone's different. And I learned different things from every one of them, so it's pretty cool. One of the things, the biggest pros is that we have all noticed around me, including myself, since I've been on T, is it has helped dramatically with my seizures. So that has just been a godsend. Really, it's just been the best part, one of the best parts of this experience. As far as physical changes go, I'm happy with all of them. The only one that I'm not exactly happy about is actually on the pros, or is actually on the cons list, so you'll hear about that later. High energy has been nice because it's led me to be more active and exercise more, which is very good for me, because it does help on all levels of my life. The high libido, both the high energy and the high libido could be on the pros list and the cons list. So, yeah. So it's on the pros list if you're involved with somebody, or if I don't know, you're one of those guys who's been single and trans for a while, so you know how the dating scene goes or the hookup scene goes. So it's good for you then. So yeah, I think that's pretty much on my pros list. That's pretty much all I have right now. And like I said, the last two can go on the pros and cons list because they both have good and bad things to them. The cons of being on T, I will admit, it definitely has been the increase in anger management issues. I do definitely tend to have a shorter fuse, which caused profound effects in my currently last relationship. I guess that's like the best way to word it. So like that definitely I would say is a con. But again, like I'm going to therapy to help work on that and stuff. And believe it or not, I did actually like borrow a book from Mama Storm. It's called Anger Management for Dummies. I'm not ashamed to admit that I borrowed that, and I will start reading it because God knows it'll probably be helpful along with my therapy. So yeah. Um, when I was talking about physical changes, like the only one that like I haven't exactly been enjoying is acne, because before I started tea, I didn't break out. I didn't have like a lot of like I didn't have acne issues, like actual acne issues. Like I always have like issues with blackheads, but that's about it. And since I've been on testosterone, I've had the whiteheads and the ingrown hairs and stuff like that. So like I mean that's been kind of frustrating, but it's part of the territory. So I kind of just suck it up and just like accept it for what it is. The reason why I put high energy on both the pros and cons list is because sometimes having high energy affects my sleeping habits. Like I said, sometimes I don't know. It's kind of like really flighty on that aspect. Um, and the reason why the high libido is on the pros and cons list is basically because it's a con in a small way, whether you are in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, because you could be in a relationship where you have a really high libido and your partner doesn't. Or you could just not be in a relationship and be completely new to the whole single trans scene and not know how the whole hookup dating thing is in that community, because I mean I've lived my life as a lesbian for 3 years, so I already know like how that goes. And you know, it's one of the things that I've been thinking about, like, that I've been, like, kind of questioning in my head. And it's just, like, you know, what kind of girls do you go after? Like, do you go after this, like, straight girls? Do you go after bi girls? I mean, it's kind of like, you know, catch-22, because I'm like, if I go after lesbians, I'm like, how many lesbians in the world, like, do I know that, like, will, like, step outside of the, like, actual lesbian box to date a transgendered male? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of confusing. And then I'm like, I don't know if I really want to hit that straight girls, because like what if I start talking to them and we click and then like they want to meet up and then they're like, and I'm like, of course I'm gonna be honest about being trans, and so then there's that aspect of it, and I'm like, you know, but at least if I'm honest, that gives them a choice. I can just be like, well, you know, I met you as he, you know, and I click with your personality, and as far as I'm concerned, whether I mean, if you're an FTM and you were born a female and you still have certain female parts, like, I can get past that because I view you as the guy that I met you as, and that's cool. But, you know, there's no guarantee on that. So, there's a lot of, there's a lot of fears right now. Or not fears, I would just say, like, kind of, like, questions that go on in my head right now because, like I said, I'm going on a year next month of being on T, and the person that I was with is the only person that I've been with since I came out on my as trans, and I was with them before I came out as trans. So I'm kind of thrown into it. I'm kind of like in a new world right now, because I'm just like, okay, there's different changes going on mentally and emotionally with me and physically with me, and then on top of that, I'm like having to adjust to a completely new life, and I'm not really scared because it's kind of like, you know, it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the adventure. So I mean, it's all a learning process. So I guess that's okay. um, you know, but like any situation, you know, you're gonna be nervous at times, and then you're gonna be cool at times, and it's all gonna be good. Um, as far as the physical things about my transition that really affects me, honestly, the only thing that really affects me in a somewhat negative light as far as my transition goes is my chest. I have come to terms with the fact that until like some scientist or doctor out there could come up with like a really good like bottom surgery for the FTM community that is like doesn't have a bunch of health risks or anything else wrong with it, like, you know, I'm I can accept the fact that, you know, I'm gonna have to deal with the body part that I was born with, you know, as a child. Like, you know, I'm gonna have to deal with the fact that I was born a girl, so I'm gonna have to deal with the fact that that's what's down there. But I can also overlook it because of the different, like, things that are going on because of the T down there. And at the same time, it's like, if there's nothing I can do about it, I need to just go ahead and accept it. But as far as the chest situation goes, I mean, because I know there's something I can do about it, and it's gonna be a while before I can do anything about it. Hi, Nemo. It is kind of frustrating. Binding can be kind of frustrating at times. It'd be kind of nice to be able to, like, not have to bind anymore. Be able to walk around without a shirt on if I want to. You know, stuff like that, be a little bit more comfortable. I'd like to be able to look in the mirror and not get frustrated at what I see sometimes. So, yeah, like, I would say, like, that's probably right now one of the biggest things in my transition that's sometimes I have issues dealing with. But like I said, I mean, I can only take it one step at a time, and, you know, top surgery is expensive, so it's one of those things where it's just like, you know, I just have to deal with it. So I just gotta try to suck it up and deal with it as is. Hi. Hi, everyone. This is Nemo. Nemo is a sweetie boy. 'Cause, yeah, he's awesome. So, I mean, like, honestly, when it comes down to it, I don't have really any, like, actual complaints about the journey that I'm on right now. Outside of, like, the few cons that I listed, but honestly, like, yeah, they're cons, but at the same time, like, it's part of the learning process, and it's part of, like, the changes that go on with the testosterone, and a lot of it's just learning how to control certain aspects better than I've been controlling them, to be able to have healthier relationships, like, not even just on, like, the emotional and physical, like, level in the future, but on the friendship level as well. Because right now, like, you know, with me being recently single, I'm taking this time to really focus on my transition and the stuff I need to do for my transition, as well as the stuff I need to do to better myself as a person, as well as responsibilities as an adult. So that's pretty much what's going on with that situation. I really don't think I have really anything else to say right now. I think I pretty much said it all. So this is going to go, obviously, on my YouTube page, and at the same time, I was recently invited to join a collaboration page, an FTM collaboration page here on YouTube, so it'll probably be at some point posted on that. I'm going to kind of run it by them, see if that's what they'd like kind of a little introduction into my life on T. So yeah, so I think that's about it. So with that said, I didn't do shoutouts in the last video I posted, so I might as well do some now. So basically, of course, Christina, you know, I always do a shout out to you. I am so happy to see that you're happy and that you found a really cool guy, and that he's really good to you, because you deserve that. You're looking absolutely amazing. You're sounding absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of you. You know, to my family in Oregon, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will be seeing you guys in August for Jamie's wedding. I'm excited to, you know, Ceanna, because even though we're not together anymore, like, she's still, like, a part of my life, and she's still very supportive of me, and it means a lot, like, because she's been through a lot of the rough patches of the changes that have gone on since I started T, and, you know, I gotta give her mad props, because she really stepped up to the plate, and I really appreciate that. To the rest of my supporters, I just want to say thank you for watching my page and, you know, caring enough to see how I'm doing. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm going to head out, and actually, before I go, Stein-Lisa, I really want to say thank you, because I wouldn't have thought about this video if you had not formed that question and had not Ceanna better explained what you were really asking at the time. So thank you so much. Those were really great questions to ask. And with that said, I really do encourage you guys, if you have questions that you'd like to ask, or anything like that, comments you'd like to leave, please feel free. If you have questions, I will answer them. I'll even write them down and answer them in a video for you and for the rest of my viewers. That way, maybe you guys can learn a little bit more about me on an interactive scale. I know I've said that before. I've gotten a little bit of interactivity, but not a lot. So I really would like to encourage people to just, kind of be a little bit more interactive, because it could be helpful to, if you have questions and that I can help you with, it may just, I don't know, make a difference. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all about trying to help better educate people about the community and stuff like that. So please feel free to ask questions. I really do welcome and encourage it. So yeah, with that said, I bid you guys a good night, and I'll see you guys on the 29th of this month for a transition update, unless some other questions are given to me within the next few days that I feel need to be automatically addressed so I won't forget about them. Then you guys might see videos. So it's hit or miss, but bear with me, and just know for a fact that come the 29th of this month, you do have a transition update coming. I love all of you. A good night. I hope you all have a good day and a good rest of your week. I'm out of here.